Reggie Jackson joining us now. Reggie, great to see you. And, you know, on a night, on a week that we remember and honor Willie Mays, I just wanted to point out for maybe the non-baseball fan watching tonight, wanted to thank Barry Bonds for joining us because Willie was his godfather and they were so close and he was emotional. So it's hard for him to come up here and do that. And we appreciate that. Thought it was so great. But let's ask you, Reggie, just I know a little hard to hear here with all the music and noise going on. What did Willie Mays mean to you?
Gosh, I think Willie Mays meant to me the same thing that he meant to most people. He was a Baryshnikov on the baseball field. As far as being given the most skills, you've got Babe Ruth, you've got Hank Aaron, you've got Lou Gehrig, you've got Barry Bonds, you've got Alex Rodriguez. These guys that were gifted all of these skills, but the guy that got the most skills, I believe, of anyone, run, throw, hit with power, defense, as well as baseball instincts. He had 6 rather than 5. Was really a special player. I think that he had a lot of things to say about the game, but at the time when Willie was playing, Hank Aaron was playing, the Willie McCoveys were playing, the Bob Gibsons were playing, they grew up in an era when you had to complain about the game or complain about society, you suppressed it. Today's player doesn't do that.
Well, I tell you, you know, Reggie's been like a big brother to me, right? I don't want to say like a father, but I'm saying a big brother to me. So Reggie,
I'm older than you.
Are you keeping it real?
I just found out.
Are you keeping it real?
So Reggie, you always send me random texts, but I'm going to read. I asked you if I could read this. You sent me this text the other day. You said about Willie. He was at the very least one of the greatest of all time. We all wanted to be like Willie. When one played against him, you got caught up in watching Willie. He was pure baseball. My all-time favorite. Loved the guy. I wanted to be like Willie. Tell me what it felt like coming up watching Willie Mays play and what made you want to be like Willie, outside of just his athletic ability.
You know, you could see that the love of the game was in Willie Mays, Derek, and the way he went about it when you saw him in spring training. I learned to wear my uniform the way Willie Mays did. I didn't have the long pants and the feet, the heels over the spikes. I learned by watching Willie Mays. He was the first guy to get his uniform tapered, he and Mickey Mantle. But the way that he showed the love of the game, the way he respected the game, even when he had a complaint about what may have been going on with minorities or whatever. In his era, Derek, you didn't speak about it. He loved the game so much that he refrained. But my admiration for him was how he went about it and how he showed people like me following him how to play. I would say to a guy that had a chance to play with you, or you, watch him. You'll learn a lot.
When you think about baseball greats, you think about him, think about you, think about these fellas. When you first got inducted into the Hall of Fame and you saw that gentleman out there, what was the first impression coming out of you?
For me, the Hall of Fame was a goal that you cannot plan. I don't think any of you guys that are here in the Hall of Fame, the guys that just walked off here, Hall of Fame players as well, Barry not in, but Hall of Fame player. You can't plan getting into the Hall of Fame. You have to play for 17, 18, 20 years, which all you guys did here, sitting up here. You played 20?
Yeah.
And just go out and be committed, have a strong constitution, honor the game, and honor your opportunity, and play against the guy you see every day in the mirror. You got to play against that guy and honor the gifts God gave him, the guy that you look in the mirror. That's your responsibility. That's how you get into the Hall of Fame. You can't plan it.
No, you don't plan it.
Reggie, the baton has been passed for over a century here. We've been talking earlier about if it wasn't for the Willie Mays, the Jackie Robinson, the Reggie Jacksons, the three of us wouldn't have an opportunity to play. How emotional is it for you to come back to a play that you played with one of the greatest teams around?
Alex, Alex, when people ask me a question like that, it's like coming back here is not easy. The racism that I played here, when I played here, the difficulty of going through different places where we traveled. Fortunately, I had a manager and I had players on the team that helped me get through it. But I wouldn't wish it on anybody. People said to me today, I spoke, and they said, you think you're a better person? You think you won when you played here in Concord? I said, you know, I would never want to do it again. I walked into restaurants and they would point at me and said, can't eat here. I would go to a hotel and they said, can't stay here. We went to Charlie Finley's country club for a welcome home dinner, and they pointed me out with the N-word. He can't come in here. Finley marched the whole team out. Finally, they let me in there. He said, we're going to go to the diner and eat hamburgers. We'll go where we're wanted. Fortunately, I had a manager, Johnny McNamara, that if I couldn't eat in the place, nobody would eat. We'd get food to travel. If I couldn't stay in a hotel, they'd drive to the next hotel and find a place where I could stay. Had it not been for Raleigh Fingers, Johnny McNamara, Dave Duncan, Joe and Sharon Rudy, I slept on their couch 3-4 nights a week for about a month and a half. Finally, they were threatened that they would burn our apartment complex down unless I got out. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. The year I came here, Bull Connor was the sheriff the year before. And they took minor league baseball out of here because in 1963, the Klan murdered 4 black girls, children, in 11, 12, 14 years old at a church here and never got indicted. They were from the Klan. Life magazine did a story on them like they were being honored. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. At the same time, had it not been for my white friends, had it not been for a white manager, and Rudy, Fingers, and Duncan, and Lee Myers, I would have never made it. I was too physically violent. I was ready to physically fight some. I'd have got killed here because I'd have beat someone's ass, and you'd have saw me in an oak tree somewhere.
Reggie,
Wow.
I can't even imagine. It's awful you had to go through that, but you know, appreciate you sharing the rawness and the honesty of it with our audience. I mean, really, it's.
We love you, Reg.
Yeah. Thank you.
Quick history lesson right there.
That's a great history lesson.
You.
Reggie Jackson telling us all about it, preaching. Wow, that's unbelievable.